friends. This is going to be a little bit of a different kind of video. I've got a planner here, but this is not a planning video. I would like to make this video to talk about using a credit card when you are a cash budgeter and or a zero-based budgeter, because I feel like I might be doing it wrong. And what I mean by that is I don't actually think I'm doing it wrong, but I think that I have allowed myself to get a little bit lazy when it comes to the charges that I put on my credit card. For a while, I had taken my credit card out of my wallet and I wasn't even taking it with me. But sometimes that wouldn't stop me, because if I wanted to buy something, it would still be saved in my account and I could just, use the saved number or things like that. Like it didn't keep me from spending all the time. And I won't say that I'm spending on frivolous things. Like I'm not buying a lot of like designer handbags or shoes or things like that. And if that's what you're doing, that's totally cool. Everybody's got to do what they want to do. But for me, my credit card was only supposed to be used for two things. One would be emergencies, like true actual emergencies. Like I didn't have any cash, I had to get gas, or I didn't have any cash and I can't even think of a good example, but just, something that's like a true emergency situation where or maybe even like if I was out and I needed to get the groceries and I left my grocery envelope at home, I would have my credit card that I could pull out and use, but then pay it right off with my cash envelope. That's the intention. The other part of it was I have certain bills that go directly onto my credit card so that I can get the points. It is a Southwest credit card, so that means that I get points on Southwest Airlines, and we used to travel a lot more than we do, but still, it's nice to have those points for when you do need to travel and you can use it for flights. So that was my justification of like why I'm going to use this credit card. And I was putting bills onto that credit card, like auto pay type situation. Now, I also did that with the auto pay for the bills because I would love to have all of my bills auto paid or like auto drafted out of my bank. But it makes me really nervous because when you're paycheck to paycheck, that if a certain bill hits and there's no money in there, then you're overdrawn and then there's a fee and all the things that go along with that. So I decided that instead of trying to do, my bills coming out of my bank automatically, I would just put those on the credit card and then I would cash stuff and save that amount of money to pay those bills. However, what I ended up doing instead of cash stuffing the money was taking it and just leaving it in the bank, knowing that I would just be paying that bill soon with the money that's in there. And I have allocated about $1,500 a month to pay those bills. But what I decided to do the other day, and this is what I want to sort of walk you through, is I decided to really take a deep dive into my credit card statement and just see exactly what's going on. What am I paying for? What are some things that I don't need to be paying for anymore? And why is my bill always way more than the $1,500 that I have allocated for it? So if you're interested in watching, I'd love to have you stick around because that's what we're going to do today. We're going to do a deep dive and I'm going to show you exactly what I've been spending my money on so that I can have a little bit more accountability and try to rein this in. So this is what I did. I didn't want to show you guys my credit card statement. So what I did was I just wrote everything down and then I sort of used the highlighter method to categorize them and then add them all up, and I'll show you what this looks like. So the first category that I decided to do was my cat. As you know, or maybe don't know, my cat's been really sick. He's actually doing a lot better now, but and this was, okay, first, I'm sorry, let me back up because this is my bill for February that I just paid due March 2nd. So my credit card is going to, it's going to do that. It's going to close, like whatever the month is going to close in early March. So I'll have a whole new bill of charges for March that will be due in early April, but that March bill is mostly going to be February. So this is actually all like January and like it's never like the exact month. Does that make sense? It's never like all of January. It's like part of January and maybe a little bit of February. So with that being said, this is already like kind of over a month ago. So since this bill, I've really made some changes to my spending, but I'm still showing this because, again, accountability. I want to be open with myself about what exactly is happening. So you can see we had three visits to the med vet, and one of them was over $500. So that right there is a huge expense, unplanned medical. Again, true emergency. I would say that definitely we had to do a follow-up visit. I had no idea it would be that much. And I gave my husband the card and I said, just pay it on the card, whatever we have to do. So my cat is doing much better, but still, this again was January, in the midst of like all the things, all the illness. And we just decided, we made that choice to just put it on the card. Chewy is something that I pay monthly with my cash stuffing, so that I knew that I could pay that back. It's $93.68, and I budgeted $100, so we're good with that. Cat medicine was $50, and I actually had another cat medicine right here. It says MedVet, but this was actually a prescription. This was $50 as well. So that was $100 for prescriptions, and then like just over $600 for visits. So that's a lot. The total was $867. I'm not going to mess around with the change. $867 for the cat when I only budgeted $100 for cat. So that's a huge problem right there. But this just gives me a little bit more insight into the situation, and I don't have a problem with this. All right. So the next group is the green. And if you look at these, it's all like, I don't know who I thought I was, but I was buying all sorts of stickers. I was buying planner stickers. I was buying, these are all these are all planner stickers. So it's over $100 worth of planner stickers. Now, I will say I do make videos with planner stickers. I do a plan with me every single week. So in some ways, I think I justified with like, oh, well, it's content for my channel. And that's true, but did I need to spend that much on stickers? Probably not. But I was thinking like, oh, they had a sale. Oh, it's going to be Valentine's. I need a Valentine's spread. Oh, like here's another sale. I don't want to miss it. It's better to buy it on sale. All of those things that you justify, or at least I should say I can justify my spending by like, it's a sale, I'm actually making money. That's not true. But this is my Panera subscription for the Sip Club. This was $6.53. This I have absolutely no problem with because I'd get coffee or one of their like teas like at least 3 times a week, and it's always free. And that's the cost of one drink. So when this goes up to like $15 or more, I'm going to cancel it. But for $6, I'm good with that. Starbucks, this was a reload on my Starbucks card for $25. I don't really do a lot of Starbucks anymore, but I did, I have a side hustle on Sundays where I go from one hustle to the other hustle, and in between I have about 45 minutes, and it's right across the street from a Starbucks. So I decided to treat myself, put $25 on this card on my account so I could either get something to drink, or if I was hungry, get like a little snack. So this one is not great, but this is like once a month, maybe, probably not even that much. Chocolate shop, you guys, I'm obsessed with Dubai chocolate, and it's all I can do to not buy those Dubai chocolates on the TikTok shop, but instead there's a local chocolate shop that had some, and so it was like $20. Totally worth it, but I gotta rein it in. Shoes. Okay, I know in the beginning of this video, I was like, I'm not buying handbags or shoes. I actually did buy a pair of pretty expensive shoes. I have a really bad back. I have a bulging disc in my back. And so I was like, I need a pair of really good, like quality, decent shoes. And they're the cutest little shoes. They're Danskos. They're like little Mary Janes, no heel, very comfortable. I wear them with dress pants to work. I can wear them with dresses. I could probably wear them with jeans if I wanted to be like, I know, long enough jeans. I don't know. I don't wear jeans at work. So I can justify these shoes by saying I definitely needed them. They were almost a medical expense because I think my other shoes were all heels. Definitely not helping my back. Marshall's, not even sure what I bought here. Walgreens, not sure what I bought here, but probably things I didn't need. So this totaled $405, and really the only thing I can justify was about 175 between the shoes and the Starbucks. The rest of it I shouldn't be spending. Okay, and then this, the purple, is all of the actual bills that I put on my credit card that I intend to put on the credit card. That's the whole reason I have this credit card. So I have Apple storage, and actually I have 3 of those. One I didn't need. One was a subscription that my daughter had to like Lightroom or something, so she canceled it, so that'll be gone from not the next one, but the one after that. We've got like the power, the internet, my nails, some supplies like supplements, different co-pays for various medical things, Spotify that I have agreed to pay for. Car insurance is the big one, $433 a month for car insurance. Give me a break. And like gas, this is like the house gas. The only other thing on there was this part for my SpotBot. It's a Bissell like product I had to buy for $25 to fix a leak in my SpotBot. It did not work, and I cannot return it because they're ridiculous. So it's fine because it did help part of the leak, but not the whole leak. So I'm going to keep it and it's fine. So anyway, my grand total was $2,382 for the month of February, due in March. Now, that's a lot. That's way more than what I had budgeted. So where is this money coming from? That's a very good question. I'm using money from side hustles. I'm using like extra income. I'm using some savings, and that's not how this is supposed to work. So my thought is, I wonder if I should be taking these items and actually cash stuffing for them instead of putting that $1,500 aside. I'm not sure if that's going to be the answer to this overspending, or if I need to just be tracking it. And I think that's probably what I need to do. So on this page, this is the month of March. So I have decided to, I'm tracking all of the things that go on the credit card in like real time. So I'll probably get in here every couple days and write down what charges hit my credit card. So we've already had a couple co-pays, and I haven't put a total because I'll total it up at the end. I've had my Metronet, which is like internet, and that's hit the account. One of the Apple has hit the account. My Panera subscription actually went down, so hooray for that. I had a little coupon code. My Spotify hit the account, and I think actually these two are coming up soon, so I'll have to get back in there. But I think that's what I'm going to do. I also had some pet food I charged on there. I went to a restaurant with my daughter, and I bought some oats overnight, which is a food expense. I have a subscription, but I paused it, but then I needed some more because it's this like delicious high protein oatmeal that I love. So anyway, that's a food expense. So I'll take that out of my food budget. And I think this is going to be good for me to really be tracking. And I wanted to show you this because I'm curious. 2 things. 1, I'm curious if you are tracking your expenses in any way. And then 2, just in case you're curious about how I'm doing it, because I didn't used to do this. I have never tracked my expenses. And I actually can't even believe that that's true. I've been cash stuffing and budgeting for years and years and years, like at least 20 years. At least 20 years I've been cash stuffing, but never really tracked my expenses. And I've had a budget. I've had a budget for all that time and before, but for some reason I have not tracked my actual spending. And I think it's because it seems like so much work, like to take the receipts and like write it all down. And like, how do you even do that? Are you supposed to scan them into something? I'm not even sure. And so I've never really tracked my spending. And I think this is a really good way for me to start to track my spending, because if my spending is in cash, then I feel like I'm staying within the boundaries of what cash I've allocated for stuff. But if I'm putting it on my credit card, then it's like a free-for-all. So between that and my debit card, I actually should probably track my debit card too, but I do keep a check register. And so I'm tracking it that way. I guess I'm writing down everything that goes on to the debit card, but the credit card it's a whole different thing. It's a whole other thing. So So this is what I'm doing. I have enough pages in this little, this is my, oh, well, in case you're curious, this is my Erin Condren monthly planner. I bought this for like the budget pages. I put the budget pages in there, but I haven't started using it for the actual months. But what I'm thinking of doing is like, well, I've already started using it to do like I think I'm gonna do a content calendar to kind of organize which videos I put out when, and making sure that I'm being consistent and providing value and all that kind of stuff. So I think that's what I'm gonna do the months. Then there's note pages. I love these. So March, we could do like my goals, important dates, tracking, and then I've got a bunch of note pages, and then we have the next month of April, and so on and so forth. And then back here, we've got the savings tracker here, which I'm not using, and the spending summary. So I'm really just going to mostly use these spending summaries, and I do not like writing on the second side of a page, so I'm going to try to do it this way and make sure I have enough space. So this is a cute little magnet from Salisa at Beautifully Me and You. And I like to see this because it says, yes, you can. Yes, you can track your stuff. Yes, you can figure out where your money's going. I definitely have a money leak when it comes to buying a few little things that I don't need. So I'm working on it, and we'll see what happens next month. So thank you so much for joining me. If you're curious about your own spending, I highly would recommend that you start tracking it. And you don't have to write, like I wrote it down because I didn't want to show my credit card statement on the internet. So if you're not making a video about it, you can just do the same exact thing that I did and use highlighting different colors to categorize, or just really take a good look at, like, maybe you could even do a highlighter, just one highlighter, and just highlight like the things that you intend to spend on the credit card. And then like, maybe if you feel like you have if you're looking at it and there's like lots of dining out, and maybe you're like, I need to stop going out to eat, and that's where your issue is, then you just highlight all the ones that are out to eat, and then you add those up, and you're like, oh my gosh, that's a lot of money. Or, whatever the case may be. Because I think by taking a look at it, that's where we can make a change. And I feel like I have kind of just had my head in the sand, and I've just been ignoring it and just paying the bill and like scrimping and saving to pay this bill every month, while not even trying to address the root cause of why the bill is so high and why it's stressing me out and why I'm not saving enough money to pay for it. But if you look, like, really, between this and this, like, that's almost what I'm saving. I should be. In fact, I don't even need to be saving. I only need to be saving like $1,100, and I'm saving $1,500. And the reason I'm saving $1,500 is because I remember adding all these up, like a year ago probably. I remember adding all these up and thinking, oh, I'll just do a little buffer, a few $100 buffer. That way, if I have to spend something on it, I'll have that little buffer there. Well, that buffer, I think, is what got me into trouble, because that little buffer isn't covering nearly enough of what I'm spending. So that's it. That's what I'm doing. I'm going to keep doing it. If this video does well and you guys are interested, give me a thumbs up and I will do another one, and you can see where we come out for next month. If you don't find this interesting, I will just do it and I will not film it, and that's okay too, because I only want to show things that are helpful for people or interesting for people. This is going to be helpful for me. I love watching people tracking their expenses and their spending, and I think this is a really good complement to me having a budget. I feel like this is just the next step of getting a handle on all of my things, and here we are. So thanks so much for being here. Appreciate it. So glad you could join me. So glad you stayed till the end. Sometimes I think I should do, like, if you've made it to the end, give me this emoji, like leave a little emoji. But I don't really do that, because most of the time when I listen to videos, I'm watching them, or like not watching them, of course, listening to them in my car, and I'm like on my commute to and from work. And so I can't like type in like I can't type in the emoji, or I miss it because I'm not watching. So I'm not going to ask you to leave me emoji, but I am going to ask you to give me a thumbs up on this video. And if you're so inclined, leave a comment to let me know if you track your expenses like this, or if you're like cross-referencing your credit card, because I'm super interested to know what other people are doing. This is what I'm doing, and we'll see. I think this is going to be a great addition to my repertoire of cash envelopes, budgeting, debt repayment, and all the things. So again, thanks so much for joining me. I really appreciate you being here, and I'll see you in the next one.